All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Me here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you, just like me. So again, another day where I have to cover the ridiculous world we're living in as concerts are now being canceled again. Who predicted that? Me. A couple of months ago, I said, no way. They'll open it up for a little while and then they're going to lock it down again. I thought it wouldn't be until September, October, but it's already starting to happen. REO Speedwagon has all tested positive, even though they all went to CVS and Walgreens. They've all tested positive, or a number of them have tested positive. So they've got to cancel shows. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to quarantine. Okay, so you do what people tell you to do, right? You do that thing. They say, by the way, they say they're fine, right? They don't have symptoms, or they have mild symptoms or something to that effect. All right, so let's break this down a little bit. So if you have mild symptoms or no symptoms, what do you have? You don't have anything if you don't have symptoms. How are you going to know? This is almost like a stealth thing that if you go get a test and the test comes back, but yet you feel fine, and you tell them, look, I feel fine. And then you wait and you still feel fine. And then you don't get any symptoms. What is this? What is happening? What is going on? Now we can go down the tinfoil hat road. I'm not prepared to do that on this platform. I will say this, though. When they're urging everybody to do something and it's having really no impact, and you wonder why some people might not want to take a risk, okay? Not want to take a risk because of obvious reasons, because this is all very new. And typically when something like this gets rolled out, there are years of preparation and research and testing and things that typically, I mean, it takes, like I've heard, it takes 8 to 10 years most of the time to get one of these to market. And they do all kinds of clinical trials. And again, those clinical trials are done on humans and animals and so forth. But here we are, and REO Speedwagon has been grounded. The Speedwagon has a flat tire, and it can no longer go and put out the fire. The fire is not still burning. Sorry. Wow. You know, and I need some medication too, I'll be honest, but not the kind of medication that REO has been indulging in. But my point through all this is, okay, this didn't work. This other thing didn't work. Now we're going to quarantine these guys, even though they feel fine. They're going to go quarantine somewhere. And can I be frank here instead of Dave? Sorry, that's bad today. Are they really quarantining? Are they really going to like stay inside their house? Now, they might, because here's the thing. They've got money, you know, to call Uber Eats or to call whoever, Amazon, come deliver all my stuff. They have all kinds of DoorDash. Give me some DoorDash, man. I'm Kevin Cronin. I approve of this message. It's like, yeah, we'd like to be on the road. And look, the Rolling Stones, they have these stadium gigs booked. By the way, Charlie Watts had some procedure, so he's not going to be there, which, come on. You got to have Charlie Watts. I think Steve Jordan, the drum tech, I think he might be filling in. But the point is, yeah, come on. And the big issue is all of these guys are in this so-called super vulnerable place age-wise. So why would they go before a stadium of human beings, especially even if you're going to require everybody to go to Walgreens and CVS? And you say, look, we've all been there and we got our little card, right? Which just rings of liberty and freedom. When I hear, hey, look at my card, want to see my medical history? Isn't this cool? When in human history have we ever required that from anybody? Well, you don't understand. It's life or death, really? Because these guys in REO say they feel great. They feel good. They're just, you know, taking more precautions. And they urged people, by the way, to go out and to do the thing. I think part of their statement to tell people that they weren't going to be out there was, Please do what we did so you can be quarantined for 14 days. If your head didn't explode, it's because you're not paying attention. All right. Now, these people in general, and it's not just in the concert world, not in the music world, but it's across the board. They're gleefully telling people to destroy their livelihoods. Yes, go ahead. You had a small business, too bad. We're locking it down again. What? But I just reopened. Nope, locking it down. Now, of course, people talk about cases. And yes, there are people who are going to the hospital. But compared to last year, how are we doing with the actual total number of people who are leaving planet Earth because of just this issue alone? Well, the data is actually really hard to isolate, much like the actual floating particle. It's rather hard to isolate. So I wonder if we're not being told every piece of information that might be crucial to actually having a reasoned, normal response to this situation. See, REO Speedwagon, they've got it figured out. They figure, okay, we do this thing that everyone tells us to do, and then we cancel concerts. And then, we quarantine. And then maybe after the quarantine, we might come back. But who's to say they're not going to test positive again? Who's to say that? Obviously, it wasn't a guarantee, right? And notice how this story changed. It changed from, don't worry, you won't get it, to, well, if you do get it, you won't have symptoms, which I think is, I guess, good, right? It's an improvement if you want to take that risk, right? So if you don't have the symptoms, but yet you don't have any freedom, how is this helpful? And it's going to be a repeating cycle. I mean, all these people from last year were saying this stuff, and they were called, nutcases and tinfoil hat wearing lunatics and I don't know, whatever else. Look, I'd like to see the concert industry back in full swing, because obviously nobody's paying any money to listen to new albums by anybody these days. They want to go and they want to hear the music that they grew up with. They want to feel good about their life. They don't want to feel like the world is ending, even though they're being told pretty much that slogan in different ways each and every day. And yet somebody had tickets to go see REO, and now they can't go see REO. Same thing with the Stones, and there'll be other cancellations. I mean, really, because the industry itself is kind of cheering this on. Go, cancellation, go. Go, lockdown, go. Quarantine, go. Yes, great. And you know who I feel really bad for? All the vendors, all the roadies out there who work hard, everybody who makes the show work. I feel bad for those people. They probably don't have the luxury of calling Uber Eats and just saying, hey, bring me my food. I'm quarantined, They probably have to somehow find money, meaning they have to work, which if they can't work, then how are they going to get money? Now, I know the checks are in the mail to some degree in some places, but is that the future? Because, this ain't Timbuk 3 where the future's so bright you got to wear shades. This is some dark days ahead. Dark winter. This is the extended dark winter, dark summer, dark fall, dark spring, dark everything. Anyway, sorry to be so gloomy and doomy here. I know after yesterday's Clapton video, people they're probably like, stop already. Talk about Steve Perry or something. And Steve, he's locked down and he's not coming out. He's pretty smart, actually. He was the original social distancer, and I kind of applaud him for his efforts. I think, quite honestly, he was way ahead of his time.